And former Prime Minister Tony Blair says an option for Britain during Brexit negotiations could be staying within a reformed European Union. Blair feels that there is room for compromise on the free movement of people and goes on to suggest that Brexit, if followed by a government led by the current Labour Party leader, Jeremy Corbyn, would leave the UK in a very serious situation. During his time as Prime Minister, Blair wanted to take Britain into the Eurozone and believed that the country should lead the way in the EU rather than withdraw from it. Now let's bring in a media consultant and political affairs analyst, that's Olabode Osenie, to talk to us more on this. Thank you very much indeed for joining us from the UK. Well, the European Union says that they will press Britain to cover up ongoing EU budget commitments amounting to $60 billion. Do you think that the UK will comply with this?
UK has no choice because it's part of the what UK signed for. That arrangement has been ratified before, and there's no going back. They will have to pay. It's just like if you owe money, you have to pay your due. So I don't think there's anything UK can do about that. They might negotiate a reduced amount to be paid, but that they're not going to pay anything at all. It's not going to happen.
All right, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair is also saying that there is the option of staying within a reformed European Union. Do you think that the proponents of Brexit would consider this option?
Not at all. And I must also say that the former Prime Minister Tony Blair, who was a very great Prime Minister of his time, is on his own. He's not speaking the language the ordinary Brexit people who wants to leave are speaking. It is clear that the majority of the majority of the voters in this country voted for Brexit. And as far as anybody is concerned, Brexit is Brexit. The people have spoken. This is a seriously developed democratic country. And the majority already carried the vote that they want to leave, and there's nobody, you can't change it. And unfortunately, the structure of the European Union itself does not give room for, if you want to come out, you can. I mean, once you voted for going out, you must go out. And we have gotten to a point where the Article 50 is just like the key. They opened the door. So all what is left for UK now is to carry on with negotiations. Yeah, it depends on how good our negotiation skill is, because there are some parameters already laid down for negotiation. What and what, just like the first question you asked me, whether we will have to pay X amount of money, and free movement issues, the issue of migration, the issue of people who are already here, that are already settled here, and so on and so forth. So Tony Blair, I'm sorry, he's just speaking for himself, and unfortunately he paid for to conduct a kind of opinion poll. The result come back to him to tell him that majority of the people want to leave.
All right, political watchers are a little worried that Theresa May's government is divided, and this could affect the process of Brexit. Do you also share that opinion?
No doubt about that, because if I can take you back to during the time of the referendum, there was more than enough time to earmark for campaign for yes or no, and it's also all the two major political parties. There are a large number of people who are in support of leaving, and also a large number of people who wants to remain. So that has always been like that. That's not something new. It has always been like that. So, but the way it is now, Theresa May has two options: either negotiate in such a way that the people who voted for leaving get joy, or she gets no deal, and that will also create a disastrous end to her government. Because if she does not get the all what is on the wish list of the Brexiteers, people who wants to leave, if she doesn't get it, people will revolt again, and they will tell her that that is a kind of a washout, and they don't want to deal with her, and that will probably bring the opposition party to 10 Downing Street.
Media consultant, political and public affairs analyst Olabode Osenie, thank you very much indeed talking to us from the UK.